Hello and welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. In this video we are going to be looking at raider loot. More specifically, how much you get for killing a raider on average. First one we killed, we got a Gigisha headset, trooper body armor and an MPX. Not a lot of money, but it all adds up. Now I definitely think the raiders have seen a nerf in their equipment. They definitely don't run as many Gen 4s. I'm certainly seeing less body armors on them. Funnily enough, a lot of this was very tightly knit. There was very little variation. I mean, 10 kills isn't a massive sample size, so don't take this as gospel. But the biggest amount of money did seem to come from the grenades. The grenades were consistently good money, you know, like 30 to 50 grand a kill. So what I did was I basically just looked at each one and I thought, what would I reasonably take here? You know, I didn't count every backpack simply because you're not going to be able to stack bags anymore, so it's generally not going to be the same level of money making because you can only choose the one. But I will say the majority of money comes from the armor, the helmets and the weapons. Those are the three main points of interest that you want to look at when you kill a raider. I really just wanted to take a look at whether this is an efficient money making method. And I wouldn't say it's bad, but I think you could make more money more reliably in other ways. You know, killing raiders, it still isn't an easy task, even with them being a little bit nerfed. I died to many trying to make this video just to kill 10. And for less than, you know, for about 250,000 rubles per raider, it's not ideal, really. I think if you get a raider that's using 9x19, he's really a dud raider. You know, the MPXs and the MP5s. Because when you get, and this is weird, because even the shotgun raider is worth a lot of money. That weapon's worth tons of money compared to an MPX Keta, you know. I think really if they started spawning the raiders with the MPXs and the MP5s with a backup FN57, that would massively increase the disparity between, you know, it would make it fairer for you know, when you get an SR25 raider, that weapon's much better than an MPX or an MP5. So I went with flea market price or vendor price, whichever was greater, and I made sure to, you know, check by durability on armors and whatnot. Still love the SR25. It's a horrible version they have, but you can really easily trick it out to be a really nice gun. Just wish I could get access to the 20 round mags, but I need to be high level peacekeeper. And getting them USEC kills is a pain. Everything I kill nowadays is a bear. Every day. Now one thing I didn't look at, which is an oversight on my part, is the ammunition they're currently running. I did try and unload them and have a look at the money, but I think realistically, unless it's a scav that has a Golnik, a raider that has a Golnik, you're not going to strip the gun of its ammo. So I just knocked that on the head quite early on. I just didn't bother calculating the amount of money that was in their mags. But raiders definitely feel less rewarding to fight. And the reason I say that is because you don't get as many raiders that have high level armor. You don't get as many that have, you know, the P90s, the tricked out P90s, the AKs. They used to come out with like a bunch of AKs with Valdez on the top. And I can see why they've changed it, because the raiders were a tool for real money traders to farm them, get a load of money and get rich quick. It's kind of sad that they have to nerf one of the funnest parts of the game, is killing a raider and getting their loot out, because people don't want to play properly. I understand it's a difficult situation for them to be in. I'm not sure what they could do. My suggestion would simply be, I only care about cheaters if I've got one in the raid flying at us. Shadow ban them, let them play with other cheaters. Chances are they're not going to buy a new account because it's not worth it. They just go into another raid with someone who, you know, didn't buy the better package of hacks. That would be my idea anyway, because then, you know what I mean, real world trading's going to happen, and this way we play with less cheaters because they're not buying new accounts and going into the same raids with us. They're sticking on their own little servers and their own little raids because they're, you know, shadow banned to play with each other. But this video is sort of a precursor, because what I want to do is I want to go and kill all the scav bosses and compare their loot. You know, like really strip down what each individual guard has and boss, and see how much money they do comparatively. Strangely enough, I don't think Killer's going to be the worst. You would think Killer's the worst because he's the only person by himself, but you can't take 5 sets of body armor. You can take 5 helmets, but you can't take 5 sets of body armor, and Killer's armor is generally more expensive than all the other armor combined anyway. And if he spawns with an RPK with, 360 round mags full of Igolnik, there's 180k there. Killer could be worth a load of money. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in seeing, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear the support from you guys and, the suggestions. I think it's fantastic when I get to engage and make the videos that you want to see. It's kind of a shot in the dark. I make the videos I kind of want to know. Like, I make the videos that I think, oh, well, I'd want to watch that as a viewer. But those two don't always line up with what you might want to watch. So it's a learning process. I'll learn what works and what doesn't work. Quest guides, weirdly, I did that quest guide for the new bunker mission on day 1, and that was, knocked it out of the park. Then I did part 2 of that guide the day after, and that just tanked. So I think quest guides are really time sensitive, so I'll be keeping an eye on that. I like the guide content, but it seems to be the money content does the the mega views. And I'm not just doing this for views, but it's, that's why anyone does a YouTube channel, really. They want to get to a point where they can make videos, have a community, and just enjoy, being able to play a game, load up, and not be alone when they make, videos and whatnot. So I think it's it's not a shameful thing to say, well, yeah, I would like more views, because I think that's the point of YouTube, is to reach new people on the platform that are interested in the same things that you are, and help share information. And that's what brings it back round to Tarkov. This video is primarily designed to nail down how much a raider is worth money-wise, and lay it out in a video. I also was very disappointed every time I killed a raider, and it was like a 9x19 MPX. Like, I just was like, I actually like the MPX, don't get me wrong. I really do, I like it. It's a lovely gun, no recoil. But it was just a case of, I know the loot they used to have with the AK-103s and the tricked out P90s and things like that, and the SA-58s, their little pocket SA-58s, they were great. I'm not sure if they have been nerfed. This is just 10 samples. I could have got insanely unlucky. So take it with a pinch of salt. I wanted to apologise for not uploading yesterday as well. I got this video halfway finished yesterday and I just couldn't get it out in time, so I thought, well, I won't rush it, I won't condense it, I won't make it any worse quality, I'll just miss a day, and hopefully that doesn't affect us too much. I'm not sure, because YouTube's weird. Like, if you start missing a day and become a regular in your schedule, it stops putting you in recommended and things like that, and then you just have to like claw your way back into recommended viewers, and it's just a nightmare, really. But yeah, I think raiders are something I've always been interested in, especially fighting them in labs. I like to do that in offline raid, just take a labs key card and doesn't use it up. I was playing when labs first came out and you didn't need a key card, you just went in with a pistol and you tried to come out with a load of money. So this one here is why I was talking about the shotguns. That, I've listed in the M80, never mind, I think it's the MP150, but that is only worth that much money because that handguard sells for about 80 grand on the flea market with its found in raid status. So that's why it's worth so much money. And the tactics are worth like tons of money. If you get a pristine one, if you get face shots and you get out with that tactic, you just, good money there. 190,000 rubles, it's fantastic. Yeah, this was pretty much the best one here. Honestly, I tried to make it as truthful as possible, but some of the values might look a bit off. I tried to look at things like attachments on weapons as well, because if you could strip down a weapon and sell it for more than its base value to mechanic on the flea market, I wanted this data to reflect that. I didn't want it to just be like, oh, well, that's just a 20 grand shotgun. See the MP9, it's like, I don't understand how you get killed by raiders so easily when they've got like weapons that should not be able to pierce your armor, unless they've got some like really, unfair mechanic where they can just like one shot you in face shields and stuff. It's probably just that like they really aimed like the same spot or something. I don't know. Radar AI definitely seems better than Scav AI. And here we're approaching the 10th kill, and it was a really disappointing one. It only came to 99,000 rubles. It was, shall we say, it brought down the average, let's just say that. But when you add them all together, I think it came up to 2.44 million rubles. Divided that by 10 to give you an average of 244,000 rubles per radar kill, which isn't bad. If you can manage to kill 3 or 4 radars and get out in a raid, you're making 1,000,000 rubles. You know, it's still good money, and it's never really going to be bad money. But I would like a little bit more variation in the radar loot. You know, it would be interesting to see if them have, you know, really high-end weapons. Give some of them RSASs and things like that. Just every so often, not every kill, but just a bit rarer. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it encourages you to get out onto reserve and, you know, get yourself some radar kills, engage in some of that high-end PvE content, and get yourself some good rewards for that. I hope you're having a good day, and I'll see you next time.